Hey guys, welcome back to the garden, or welcome to the garden if you are here for the first time. This is Inspiratoriet's food forest. We live on the small island of Samsø in the middle of Denmark, and we have about 5,000 square meters of food forest, and it's about 9 years old, and we have 12,000 square meters or a little more of garden altogether. So there's a lot of gardening going on. Today I just wanted to give you a tour of the garden and talk a little bit about the chores that goes on in March. We are at the end of March as it is now, and as you can see, I am spring cleaning like most people this time of year. If you have a garden, it's a lot of spring cleaning given that we have so many square meters. But I'm very happy this year because actually we decided to clean a little more than usual in fall. So this means that I am not as stressed as I usually am in spring, because it looks like I actually will have time to do all the spring cleaning. I've been very sort of structured this year, so I worked my way from the entrance and all the way up here, so I think I am more than halfway. As you can see, it looks pretty clean and cut back. I just need to remove the piles of dead stuff, but I'm not doing that until there's a quiet day, because when it's super windy as it is today, I hope it's not affecting the sound too much. It flies all over the place and I get really annoyed. So I'm not doing that, I'm leaving it as it is. Spring cleaning is super important, not only because it's nice to remove all the dead stuff, but it has another function for me. I think I'm constantly on my knees cutting back everything, and this means that I get to see how everything is doing, what is the state of the garden in every detail. So this bit, for instance, I can see that the grass is actually taken over because I was too lazy in fall. I didn't want to do any weeding, so I left the bits of grass and it spreads really quickly. So I can see that I need to remove some stuff here for the things that I want growing here to have more space around them. I will never have a weed-free, grass-free garden like that, but it's good to sort of help your favorite plants out a little bit. The grass problem is getting less and less as more and more shade is coming in, and as the ground layers are really established, I have less weeding to do. But first I remove all the dead stuff, I get a feel of the garden, and then I prioritize some of the spaces that really need a hand to thrive and for the good plants, the plants that I want to grow back. Other than that, I wanted to show you this bit. This I cut back this morning. It's lots of Elaeagnus ebingi. That's one of my favorite nitrogen fixers in the garden. This is evergreen, as you can see, fixing nitrogen. It also flowers very late fall, so it's a great bee plant bush, and it has the very first berries for us to eat in spring. But it was growing with this apricot. I've got 2 huge apricots here. I think they are amazing. Look how healthy they look, and they're only 9 years old. And this year, hopefully, if the pollination succeeds, we will have lots and lots of apricots, because it seems like they are kind of biannual. A bit like plums, at least they are here. Anyway, I think that this nitrogen fixer was simply taking up too much space and filling in here, so I cut back all of this. And this I'm using as I will one day, when I have time, I will sort of cut it into smaller pieces and drop it underneath some of my big fruit trees, because it's just an extra boost of nitrogen for them to make lots of lovely fruit for us. So that's one thing I did this morning. So pruning is also going on right now. And when you prune some of your smaller nitrogen fixers, they will also release more nitrogen from the roots, because the plant is now too small for the amount of roots that are in the soil, so they can release some of the nitrogen that they have collected on the little sort of nodes on the roots. Other than that, I mean, I'm pretty much done here. There's another pile of Elaeagnus ebingi. It's from the same tree, so you can really see this one grows so fast. It's amazing. But that needs to be distributed for the fruit trees. Tomorrow, I hope, I will have some professional friends with brush cutters and chainsaws, and I think we are getting rid of this sweet almond. It looks nice and it's thriving okay, and we have sweet almonds like 30 or 40 every year. But I think I would like to use the space for something more productive, and I also think that it doesn't really have enough friends or enough collaborations in the food forest, because it's not a plant or a tree that's very known to Danish insects and fungi and whatever you have. So I think we are taking that out. But let me show you a little bit down this side here how much dead stuff is still left to cut. And also how I need to prune this. You see, we can hardly pass. So, sorry, hang on, I get caught in this. But if you have a look down this side, you will see how much dead stuff is here, and it's nice to clean it out. I mean, things will still grow if I don't clean it out, but it'll look messy, and I kind of like to clean it up and reconnect with everything. It's like meeting your good friends again. So I see how everything is doing, and things are coming back out, and lots of beauty to be expected. That makes me happy for days. And so that's the actual food forest bit. But there's another garden space I'd like to show you. We call this the explosive garden. It's a new garden space, and things are growing so well in there, and I want to show you a little bit of how that looks. And also, I found about an hour ago, I found a small hare baby, and I hope it's still there, so we get to see that. So piles all around, but other than that, this space around the greenhouse and all the beds here, I cut back, and I couldn't help myself. I was weeding most of them. I really enjoy the weeding this time of year, because the roots are less strong, so it's easier to get things out. But this space is pretty much done. Let me just open. And as we pass, we are passing this is the old vegetable garden, and I cut back all the dead stuff in here. I didn't remove it yet. And lots of tulips are coming out, as you can see, and lots, like maybe 1,000 Babington perennial leek. So I might have gone a bit overboard with those. My brother loves them for his restaurant, so I promised I would make more. But as you can see how many more, and they self-seed all over, and I love them. So it's an easy crop. And